Yeah, can see it now. Can you just go to the first page and go to full screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Okay, so yeah, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. Now we're going to start off with our second sprint, right? And the first thing that we're going to cover in the second sprint is collaboration. Now, because it is the first session of the second sprint, what we're going to do is we're going to spend a little bit more time than usual on the recap section. So we're going to spend maybe not 40 minutes. We'll update some of these times and send those to you. But we'll be spending about around at least around 30 minutes at the beginning with the introductions, expectation setting, recap of the entire first sprint. So maybe there'll be like a slide on each of the sessions that we've done so far. Then we'll go into a quick activity, which is going to be about collaboration, just to kind of get these guys activated. Um, and this activity, unlike some of the others we run, is going to be run on the main call itself. So no breakouts and things like that. It's going to be just a little bit of engagement at the beginning, because we'll be spending a good 30-35 minutes talking at the beginning in the recap. So we're going to do a little bit of like an activity, 15-20 minutes of engagement. Then we have a quick break. Then we get into like the core of the session, where uh, we're going to go into the people context of collaboration, which is our regular schema slides. Where we have those four domains, and then we have one page for each of the domains with examples and things like that. So that's what we're going to cover after the break. And really the main part of this session is going to be a pretty intense simulation. So as you can see, the simulation alone is about 70 minutes, and in my estimation, with buffers and tech issues and stuff with that, will definitely go a bit more than that. Which is also why we've got a bit of a shorter agenda this time. It's only about 3.5 hours, because we know that the simulation is going to be complicated, and it's going to take a bit more time than we're budgeting for it right now. So we've kind of built in that half an hour buffer, so that we don't overshoot time too much. Once we're done with the simulation, we'll come back for a quick reflection, and not a quick reflection, actually. It'll be pretty much the main reflection and tying back to the schema and stuff like that. And then finally, we have summary and closing remarks. So let me just kind of quickly run through the slides. Most of this is stuff that you guys have seen before, or by now are very used to. So these are all those initial games that we do at the beginning. All of this will be run by our team. Go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead. So we have, like I said, a pretty detailed recap. So we have, for example, for every session, we have one full slide, and there will be detailed facilitator notes for each of these sessions. So we're going to give a quick introduction to what we did in self-discovery, what our schemas made up of, what we covered in inspirational leadership, talent, building talent, and so on and so forth, right? So there are like individual slides for every session that we've covered, and there'll be detailed facilitator notes, right? So because we're going into such a detailed recap, is that we've given a good 20-30 minutes at the beginning, just to kind of recap on everything that's happened so far in the first sprint. Then we'll have a quick Slido, which is the regular, like the initial Slido that we do. And we'll quickly debrief on the results of the Slido. Coming into the activity, so like I said, we'll be probably talking for about 30 minutes. So this is just a way to loosen up a bit and get these guys talking and interacting a little bit. So it's an activity about where we've created the scenario of camping. We have three individuals with certain traits, and the task for the group is to figure out what are some of the things, um, what are some of the activities that should be done by what kind of groups of people, right? So just to kind of drive home the point that not everybody can do everything by themselves, and there are and that also doesn't mean that everybody should do everything either, right? So there are certain clear activities that certain types of people should be doing, and somewhere they should not be contributing, right? So that's one of the like the key things about collaborating effectively. On the activity, we'll come back to this. I'll ask Trashti to kind of explain to you the activity as well as the simulation once we're done going through the slides, but it's pretty straightforward. Um, yeah, coming to the schema slides, like I said, these are pretty standard for you guys by now. So we have 4 domains for the schema. For each of these 4 domains, we have detailed slides. All of these slides, as usual, have facilitator notes with examples and things like that. And as always, you are free to add in a few examples of your own. Um, we then have a quick video from Swadesh, and here again there's a bit of a debrief, and as usual in the debrief, try to kind of get people to link it to what they've just learned in terms of the schema. So it talks to the schema of this quite well, and of course we'll share that debrief slide as well with you. You don't need to flash it, but at least for your reference, we'll give you the debrief for this video. Then we move into the simulation, which is like the main part of this session. It's going to take at least 75 minutes. Simulation we'll come back to in about 5 minutes. I in fact want to spend majority of the time today just going over the simulation. But in brief, what's going to happen is there are going to be 3 teams. And why I'm saying the simulation activity is a bit complex and involved is that all 3 teams have to kind of go through it together, right? So because you have to collaborate with each other as teams and work through the simulation. So there's going to be a little bit of coordination and things like that. So it's bound to take a little bit of time, and there are going to be hiccups at the beginning for sure. But that's fine. We've kind of buffered for it and we've planned for it. So we're going to have 3 teams. Each of them will be manned with 2 people from our side. So 1 facilitator and 1 person to help out. And Drashti is going to take you guys through the simulation in detail after this. But essentially there are 3 teams and you have to collaborate and reach some decisions and reach an outcome at the end of it, right? And we'll just take you through what the simulation looks like in a bit. So the simulation alone will take about 75 odd minutes, and after that, if Drashti, if you can just go ahead after. Yeah, so after the simulation, we have we'll have a debrief, right? So we have like a debrief tool, and this will kind of need to get filled out. So I mean, this is kind of inspired from the Mimic tools itself that we're going to use. So after the simulation, we'll spend about 20 minutes kind of debriefing on this and covering whatever we've learned in the simulation. Right, and after the debrief, it's just like kind of bringing it all together. Go ahead, Drashti. Yeah, after this is like the overall summary slides and things like that. So most of it is pretty straightforward. It is pretty much exactly like we've done all the other sessions. And like I said, I want to spend maximum amount of time today on really going through the simulation in detail. So any questions on the content or the slides before we get into the details of the simulation? Okay, great. So I think Drashti can you can now probably walk everyone through the simulation. While Drashti just kind of brings up the right slides and sets it up. What we'd also like to do is obviously right now Drashti will walk you guys through the simulation, what it looks like, and all that stuff. We'd also like to do a little bit of a demo with you guys. The only catch is that because it is about collaboration, we will kind of need a few common slots, like maybe two of you together and one of our team members to just give you a demo and help you run through the simulation. So what we'll do towards the end of this meeting is we'll also get some availability from all of you and try to identify some common slots to set up these demos, right? So, so yeah, that's like an important next step before we end this session. But for now, Drashti, you can take over and go over the simulation in detail. Do
Sure.
you also go over the debrief of the earlier activity first and then go into the simulation?
Yeah, we'll do that. So, you're talking about the starting, the first activity, right? Aditya, the camping one?
Yeah, that's right. So just explain, what we mean by those activity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what's actually going to happen and stuff.
Yeah. So, hello everyone, Drashti here. So for the first activity, it's an activity where we just intend to, pass on the message that, while we individually might not be able to do a lot of things, collaborating with each other and utilizing each other's skills and experiences, we can do a better job. It's a very informal scenario where we've shown that there are three friends who are lost in the forest while, they have to camp and survive the night. What you see on the next slide are traits given for these three friends. So they say that one of them is athletic, who's a civil engineer. There's one person who's very good at cooking, but it's his first trek. He cannot fall asleep in new places. There's this one person who's a keen observer. He has a very good sense of direction and is called Google Maps, and so on. So basically, you have characteristics for each of these people. And what you are then asked to do is, what you have to ask the participants to do is to identify first the different tasks that these three people will have to do in order to survive the night, and then decide who will do which tasks in collaboration with whom. So the idea of doing this on the main call was just that, going to the breakout and getting back is a task in itself, and a lot of people get lost in the way. These participants, a lot of them are still not able to, join breakouts and get back. So that takes some amount of time, and to avoid that, we'll be doing this on the main call, and we'll be asking three volunteers. So from the or like from the participants. So we'll ask three people. Whoever volunteers, we'll make them play this activity. If there are a lot of volunteers that come up, then we'll just say that anybody is free to, participate and answer. It's not always that we have a very talkative audience, so I don't think it'll be a challenge getting like 3 or 4 people who want to be a part of the main activity. So, okay, this slide is basically a slide which will not be shown, but it will be given to you all for reference. So basically, the hints here are that, the activities that they're supposed to do is something like deciding on a campsite, setting up tents, searching for food, cooking. And it gives the answers here that, which two pairs would be best for which activity. When the activity starts, the presenter from the Deloitte, so Bank of Baroda team, we'll have a Glaxoon board open. You're all familiar with the Glaxoon board by now. It'll look something like this. And what we'll effectively be doing is, this is the kind of answers we get. We'll first fill in the activity here, and we'll fill out 5 activities at the max. And then we'll be dragging the names of people that we get from the audience. So according to the participants, who should perform which activity. And it's just a basic debrief around the fact that, while, say, a certain person, Rohit, would not have been able to do a task X, but in collaboration with Aman, he was able to do it. So they were both able to use their individual skills, collaborate, and make something happen, which would not have been possible without collaboration. So that's the basic debrief around this. We intend to keep this activity short, 15 at the max, 20 minutes. just an icebreaker and some that thought starter kind of a thing. So yeah, this is about this activity. Any questions here before we move ahead to the simulation?
Drashti Nilakshi here.
Yeah.
So you said that there could be more than 3 volunteers. In such a case, how do we allocate the roles?
No, so Nilakshi, we don't have to allocate roles. We just want that these 3 or 4 people who volunteer are the ones who actually give the answers and participate. So that will just reduce the chaos, of having everybody respond.
Yeah.
In a scenario where you probably, instantly get 7-8 people telling you, we'll tell that, okay, then as many people want to, be a part of the activity, feel free. So that's a dynamic call we take basis the kind of participation we receive from the group.
Sure, fair enough. All right. Thank you.
Also, just one another thing for the video, Aditya mentioned that there's a we will be having like a debrief. So the debrief for the video is right below in the facilitator notes, and we've also pointed out that which part of the video points to which part of the schema, so to which domain. So we've written that in the bracket, so you'll be able to use that directly for the debrief and relate the video to what they've just learned in terms of theory. The link for the video is also given here in the deck. It's a very heavy file, so we've not embedded it as of now. Okay. All right, now going to the simulation. So this is a 3-player simulation that we have. And when I say 3 players, so we are going to have 3 breakouts like we've been having in the past sessions also. So we are going to have one group on the main call itself. And apart from that, we'll be having 2 more breakouts. So breakout 1 and breakout 2. The main call will have the lead facilitator along with the person who is the main presenter. The breakout 1 will have the co-facilitator along with one more person from the Bank of Baroda team. And the breakout 2 will also have 2 other people from the Bank of Baroda team. So that's how people will be split. Now, okay, before we go here, the premise of this simulation is that we are showing a merger between 2 private airlines. And the reason for taking the basis of the simulation as a merger is because Bank of Baroda themselves have undergone an M&A just in the near past. While we don't want to bring that up or point anything to that, but it's a situation that people in their team we hope will be able to relate to, because all participants that you'll be interacting with are either from the smaller entity which got merged or from the larger entity which is Bank of Baroda. The premise is, as I mentioned, the merger of 2 private airlines. We've called them Windsor Airlines and Oceanic Airlines. And the merged entity which forms out of them is called NAC, National Aviation Company. This is a merger which is overseen by the Aviation Ministry, so by the government, so to say. And the target or the main thing that you have to do as a part of the simulation is close on the leadership positions for the new entity. So the new entity, so there are 10 positions which we have, which range from a director marketing, a director finance, a director personnel, a director operations, and so on. So there are these 10 positions that you have to fill out. And where you have to collaborate with the other team is on deciding that, a member of which of the 3 organizations. So when I say 3 organizations, it's Windsor, Oceanic, or the government, which is the Department of Aviation. So a member from which of these 3, organizations will fill that position. How it's going to be done, I'll just take you through the screens quickly first. We have screenshots and then we'll actually play the simulation quickly as well and show you. This is how the first screen is going to look like. Each of us, so if, just taking names for the ease of it, if Nilakshi is on the main call, Zarka is on one breakout and Ambika is on another breakout. They all are playing the roles of three different, parties or three different organizations. For now, what you see here is a screen which shows that you are playing the role of the MD Oceanic Airlines. Another person, so another breakout will see MD Windsor Airlines, and another person, so the third breakout will see Secretary Department of Aviation. So you're playing three different roles in three different breakouts. There'll be so when you enter the simulation, there'll be a tab for background, which will give you a basic case background. This is information that everybody will see on their respective breakouts, and it will be the same information. The information around your role is information which is specific to your role. That will differ for each of the three breakouts. Within your role, you will see information which is to be read only by you. So the others don't have it. How to play is just basic instructions around how you're supposed to play. Now, within your role, what you will see particularly is like a table which will show you the preferences that you have, okay, for each of the roles. So currently I am Oceanic Airlines. It will show me a list of the 10 positions, the leadership positions that have to be filled. Along with a preference, it will tell me that I want, according to me, that the director technical should be from Windsor Airlines. The director finance should be from my own organization, which is Oceanic Airlines, and so on. So it gives you your preferences. So, your individual preferences, which will differ for everybody. And it will also give you an organizational goal. We'll see that as we go to the simulation. When you start with the first round, in the first round, you'll be filling 3 out of the 10 positions. As you see, once you enter the round, at the bottom of the screen, apart from prepare, you will see other tabs as well. The first being the information tab, where you will get the objective of that round. The objective will effectively have the 3 positions that you're supposed to fill in, definitions of what those roles are. Document will have private information which only you have. So the information that Windsor has, Oceanic doesn't have, and so on. So it's private information that will help you in the decision making of filling each of these positions. You will then have a tab called news. This tab will have one news article and 2 or 3 tweets. Again, this could either be same or different for the different roles. And finally, you have a message functionality, which is kind of the highlight of this simulation. The message functionality is like a normal group chat window. So, like you were to normally type in a chat bar and hit send, that's exactly what you will do here, and the other two parties will be able to see it real time. So, this is where you're supposed to discuss with the other party and come to a consensus. When I say discuss with the other party, so the person who is presenting will be actually the one typing, but you have to take inputs from the participants, like we always do. After you've come to a consensus, it is not necessary that you're going to discuss your final decisions with each other, but nonetheless, this is where you take the decision largely. And then you come to this final tab where you're supposed to vote. So currently I am Windsor Airlines. I have to decide that for director technical, do I want to vote for a candidate from, DOA, from Windsor, or from Oceanic? And once I've done that, I'm allowed to save my choices. Even after I've saved my choices, I can change them until I click on submit. Once I click on submit, I'm not allowed to change my choices further. Even so, every round that we have is timed to 20 minutes. Even if you are, say, at 5 minutes remaining, but all the 3 parties click on submit, which means the round is effectively over, everybody submitted final answers, in which case you will be redirected to the next round. Again, over there, you'll be filling in 3 more positions. And you will also see a dashboard. That is something that I'll show you when we actually go to the simulation. I know this might sound a little confusing right now, but we will in the next minute share screen and play the actual simulation. I think that will just help get more clarity on this. And as Aditya mentioned, we'll then take your time preference and like do the actual simulation with you in entirety tomorrow, with you being one of the players. So just allow me a minute, and Shalmali, Nandita, we'll just go to the simulation and show it. Shalmali, I'll just tell
Yeah.
you when to click, because otherwise that the profile allocation will differ.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so okay, I've clicked. So now you click and then Nandita, so we'll get the allocations correct.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to present my screen again. Let me know when it's visible. Okay. So what you see right now is a screen which will appear. So when you enter the simulation, if you've clicked on click to complete, I mean, it basically started the simulation, but the other two parties, so the other two teams have not, it'll ask you to wait. And only when everybody is clicked, you'll come to this screen. Now, this screen gives the case background. So it talks about two carriers which are being merged into a new company. It talks about the 10 positions, the 10 leadership positions that you have to fill as the target for this simulation. Currently, if you see, the timer has not started, and this what you see here is just the prepare tab, so which is the basic level information. When you click on your role, so over here currently I am Windsor Airlines. So it is showing me information around the uh, particular airline, and it is also giving me my role. So it says that my role is the MD of Windsor Airlines. This will be a different content that you will see basis your role. Now what you see is I was talking about the table. Okay, now this table will also be different for everybody. So while the positions will remain the same, but the stakeholder that you want, to fill the position for that certain role will differ for everyone. The usual that we see in all the three roles will be that the top three positions, which is the MD, the Director Finance, Director Personnel, are roles that you want your own organization to fill, and they carry the highest number of points. There is a certain role like a director marketing where you have no preference. So you're okay with anybody filling that role. Uh, Something like, a director technical, you want Vinsert to fill. So basically, you're given the preferences here. Now, these are personal preferences. And if you see over here, you see the details around your individual goals. So your individual goals are to, get the final candidates basis the preferences above. Your organizational goals are around creating the strongest possible team for the merged organization. Now, the strongest possible team means that the 10 positions are filled by the right candidate. That is an answer key which we will share with you. So you will know the correct answers and the logic to it as well. The second organizational goal is to ensure similar representation from all parties. So it shouldn't be that out of the 10 positions, there is only one party filling 7 positions and the others aren't getting as much. So a minimum of 3 per party. And of course, one person will get one extra because there are 10. Also, there are 2 points for every position where a candidate is chosen unanimously. So for a candidate to get chosen, at least 2 out of 3 people have to vote for the candidate. Otherwise, it remains an open position and it will ask you to rework on it. We will show you that as well. And if all the three of you pick it unanimously, that's the unanimous decision where you get 2 points additional for it. How to play is just the basic instruction around the different tabs that will come up that I've already explained. Now, if I were to click on start round 1, it asks me to wait for some time because the other 2 people have not clicked on it. So, while you might be done explaining this, you'll have to wait for everybody to be on the same page. Once the other two people also click, yeah. So now the timer begins, which means that you now effectively have 20 minutes to complete this round, which means to fill the 3 positions which you have to fill in this round. The prepare tab remains the same. You've already gone through all the data here, so you need not spend time on this. You come to the information tab. Now the objective of this round is to finalize the decisions for the three posts, which are director, technical, corpcom, and legal affairs. So round one objective tells you what these 3 roles do. This is information which is there with everybody. So all the 3 roles, Windsor, Oceanic, and Department of Aviation, which is DOA, they all have the same information here. So this is common information. What you see here, which is the team document, this is information which is specific only for you. So now if you see here, for the director technical, what I have written here, it says that we have a preference for this role to be managed by the current director technical at Windsor Airlines. Okay, if you were to go to the prepare tab and your role, and if you see director technical, it says Windsor Airlines. So basically the information here in most cases will be backing the preferences that you have been given already. So these are argument points that you can use to, make people understand why, they should probably go ahead with your choice, and also to collaborate using relevant information. So, it's not about forcing your decision on somebody else, but it's also about collaborating, keeping in mind why this would be beneficial for everybody and even for you. So this is one piece of information that you have. The other piece of information that you have is the news. Now, what you see here is an article which talks about NAC sets up committee to assess future capacity needs. Reading this article will make you realize that this is giving you some amount of information or hint around a certain role and which candidate you should pick for that role. The very same thing will happen with the tweets. So this is additional information that you have, which also you're supposed to read. In terms of the commonality in this information, for one round, you'll see that there might be a couple of common tweets. Articles may or may not be the same for all the 3. That there's a chance that 2 parties have the same article and 1 party will have a different article. So again, you are not sure of what information the other party has. And finally, you come to the message functionality. So like a normal chat window, I type something here. Now I'm Windsor, so I'm Anand Agarwal. So it will say Anand Agarwal and it shows what I've typed. Whatever the other person also types. Now if I'm on news and someone were to send me a message, it will come, I will get an indication here. There'll be a number which will increase on the top of the message tab. Shalini, Nandita, if you could just send something. Yeah, so see the number of messages or new messages bit increased here. So there are messages from the other team. So this is the place which you will use to put in arguments that you receive from your team, so from your participants, and come to a consensus on, which role should be filled by which party. Information that you have is news and information. The last tab is the decision tab, where you will be putting your votes. Now, before we do that and move ahead to round 2 for me to show you the dashboard, any questions here?
Rashti, so how detailed will the explanation to the participants need to be from the facilitator's side? Is there a likelihood of them getting confused by the plethora of prepare information, news, etc.?
So while we will use, the slides that we have in terms of the screenshot to explain the different features that this simulation has. In terms of, what exactly it has, it will only have to be explained like, as we go through the simulation. The basic, understanding that you can give to avoid confusion is that the prepare tab or the first tab gives you a case background and a background into your role. Information gives you details around the roles that you have to fill in for that particular round. And news also gives you some amount of relevant information, which is additional information. So information that you get from news is not direct, it's something that you have to correlate to your roles.
So that was my question also, Sharmishta here. Now, the fact is that when they are playing this in the three groups, they don't have the controls, right? It's one of us from the team who's actually, moving from screen to screen, playing the simulation. So, for example, if you look at this screenshot where, there is news and articles and there is social media details. Now, then what we have been doing in the past is, at least I have been reading out whatever is there in the screen, because many of them cannot see, so they are not able to fathom, right? So I think that's also Nidhi's question. So are we supposed to then read out everything to them, because then there is a lot that needs to be read out literally, right?
Yeah, so information which you see under, so to be honest, under this director, technical director, Corpcom, legal affairs, which are the definitions of what these people do. You can choose to say that out in short. But information which comes under the team document and which comes under the news, yes, it is something which will have to be read out. And hence we've budgeted 20 minutes per round. So let's consider the first 5 minutes go in reading. And then, so when I say reading, in giving them the exact content available and the exact facts available for them to be able to make the decision that they have to make.
Yeah, so basically, they are only hearing what we are reading out, and then we ask them to take the calls, right? To take the decisions for, hiring a particular person.
No, they are hearing what you have to say. Then they're using the message functionality to discuss with each other. So you will have to probe participants to tell you that, if you think, what do you think, now according to you, after having all of this information, should the director technical be from our organization? Should it be from Oceanic? Should it be from DOA? What logic or reasoning do you have for that? Once you have that, you probably then for a certain position, you type it in the chat window and you discuss with the other teams. So the idea is to collaborate with the other teams and come to a consensus. There is a fair chance that not for all positions you will be able to come to a consensus. And if time is ending, you vote basis whatever, finally your team has been able to decide.
And how do we chat with other teams? So is it literally the chat that I send a chat and then she's facilitating and they send it, and Nilakshi is facilitating and they send? So we are basically coordinating this via chat.
Yes.
Whatever discussions are happening. Okay.
Yes, whatever discussions are happening via the chat window. So whatever inputs that you receive from your participants, you type in the chat window. So you say that, suppose as if you're typing as Manish Johar, you say that DOA feels that the director technical is a position that should be filled by XYZ party because of so and so reasons. If you have a disagreement, you decide what argument you want to give further. And the idea is that it is not always, that you're going to get positions as per your preferences listed. But at times, probably the other person's point of view also matters because they have information that you don't, and vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are assuming that whatever comes in the chat is representative of the voice of that group, right? I mean, because whoever is typing is really basically just the translator, right? I mean, he or she is just typing whatever they hear from the group. And so it's a kind of indirect communication, right? I mean, it's really
Correct.
not a discussion, but whatever we are hearing from them. And then that's what should be incorporated in the decision making by, let's say,
Yes.
my group. Okay.
Yes, yes. And whatever you are typing and sending ahead, participants from your group will be able to see it. So they know what you are conveying. If there's a change
Yeah.
they want, they can always tell you that, no, I think this argument should also be put. You can always do that.
Yeah, so it's basically all dependent on, in our experience, they don't participate, right? They have to be really cajoled, probed, and then sometimes, we sort of put words into their mouth and go ahead because otherwise, time gets lost. So, I mean, this is likely to happen here as well, right? So, in that sense, I think we have to be also, we also have to be practical, right? That sometimes we may not get that input, the objective of this whole exercise, but we anyway have to go ahead and complete the task.
Yeah, so you definitely have. So, in my opinion, out of 10 people who join a breakout, you will hopefully have at least 2 people who are participating. So, while initially
That's
you
right.
might
That's
try to push everybody, it a lot of time it boils down to just taking inputs from these 2 or 3 people who are actually ready to give them and going ahead with the simulation. You can't do much there. I think that's like any other simulation that we've gone through.
Yeah. ठीक है. Okay.
And what happens if a
So,
consensus
Drashti.
is not arrived at?
Yeah, so we'll
So,
just
Yeah.
go to the decision. We can show you that
Sure.
So we will go to decision. So for now, if take for example for director technical, all of us, okay, so all of us have picked Windsor Airlines, okay, so that is a unanimous vote that we've all done. So all the 3 of us have picked Windsor. For director corporate communications, all of us pick our own organization. So I go ahead and pick Windsor. Whoever is DOA goes ahead and picks DOA, and whoever is Oceanic goes ahead and picks Oceanic. Okay. And for the third one, which is legal affairs, say I pick DOA. Shalmali, say you also pick DOA, and Nandita, you say you pick Oceanic. Okay. So which is a 2:1, like 2 versus 1 vote. I click on save. I click on submit. It asks me, do you want to submit? You will not be allowed to change your decision after submitting it. I say, okay. It says wait for some time. So the others are also submitting their decision. Till then you will not be able to move ahead. Right. So now this pop-up that you see here says no consensus. Okay. You could not reach a consensus in limited time. You need to garner more than 50% majority. One thing that our technical team for this simulation is still working on is that when this pop-up comes up, it will tell you for which role the consensus has not happened. Because right now we are conversing and doing it, so we know that for now I know that it is director corpcom where this has not happened, but otherwise you wouldn't know. So the pop-up will also show you which position that is for. So I'll click on try again. It will give you 2 additional minutes to do that. So I go to the decision tab again, and suppose, so ideally I'll go to the message tab again, discuss that, we've all picked different answers and try to again give your argument and see, what happens. Once that bit is done, you will again go to the decision tab and say for now, just to proceed ahead, I change my answer to Oceanic here, which means that there's somebody else who was Oceanic. So we'll again have 2 votes for that now. I click on save. I click on submit. Everybody else also has to submit for this to move forward. Okay. Now this is done. It says refresh your page. Your results have been submitted. Now what you see is the transition from round 1 to round 2. And you see a new thing which is added, which is called the dashboard. Now the dashboard is introduced for the first time here. It wasn't there in round 1 because there was nothing to show. What you see here is below other votes that you've given. So for director technical, you see a green line at the top. You see everybody has voted for Windsor Airlines. For Director Corpcom, we see an amber line indicating a divided vote. And we see that, we had one vote go to DOA, but two to Oceanic. So the position goes to Oceanic. And similarly, a divided vote for legal affairs. And we see that currently, basis this, the distribution is that everybody has one position filled. This is basic metrics around that, there are 3 positions filled. Only one was filled unanimously. There are 7 vacant, and the consensus percentage was 78. In terms of goals achieved individually, this figure will differ for everybody. So my goals achieved says 2. So basically 3 out of these 2 positions have been filled as per my preference table, the one that you see here. So which is ideally a good thing for me. At the same time, organizational goals achieved is a 6 on 50. Which may or may not be a good thing. So, basis the answer key that you have in place, and which are the ideal positions that should fill these roles, it may or may not be a good thing. The idea over here is to tell participants it is not only about achieving your personal goals, but also about furthering organizational goals and striking a balance. If you probably have a team where you end up seeing first round maybe only one person or only one party has got all the 3 positions. That is also a matter of concern, because then that party is ideally speaking not eligible for any of the other rounds, because everybody should get at least 3, because that is a major organizational goal that you've been given. So you can, if you want to remind people, you can go back to the prepare tab and show them what their individual and organizational goals are again, and what they're being allocated points for. So, and once you've explained to them the scoring, you move to the next round. When you click on start round 2, you'll again have to wait till when everybody starts. And this prepare tab is the same. It's the generic tab. The dashboard has been added, which we just saw. Again, information will have 3 new positions. So Director Commercial, Ops, and Customer IT CSR. This is again just the definition of what these people do as their roles. And this, what you see, is again information that only you have. So what you see under Director Operations here is only what the person who's playing Windsor is seeing. The person playing Oceanic and DOA is seeing something else. Again, the news tab, where you have another article, 3 other tweets. Again, these will help you in the decision making and raising arguments, while you have to pick a certain party for a certain role. The message tab, where you have to again discuss, and the decision tab, where you have to finally again vote. So we will just, any questions? Otherwise, we'll just go to the third round, because all of this is just repetitive.
So in case they don't come to a consensus even after 2 minutes, is there some way we can force a decision and go ahead? Because we are 3 different teams, yeah.
Yeah, so ideally, if you go to look at it from the standpoint of the simulation, giving you those 2 minutes. Having said that, it just delay our, bit a little. So what you can do probably in a scenario, where the consensus does not come for a second time.
We'll use the WhatsApp group.
Exactly. So you use the WhatsApp group to, discuss internally and tell who had you voted for, who had I voted for, and try to negotiate with your team and, push them in a certain direction maybe.
Perfect.
But give them 2 chances. Hopefully it shouldn't come to that. Because out of the 10 roles, there are only 2 roles where all the 3 have 3 different preferences.
Yeah.
Baki at least 2:1 to hai. There are 2 teams who've been told the same preference in their information.
Okay. So 50% majority will have. Yeah.
Yes. But having said that, when you read through the tweets and the articles and all, sometimes there is contradicting information also. And plus, you never know how participants interpret things. So, but having said that, I don't think you'll get stuck a lot, it will not happen as much.
Okay, thanks.
What
Hello.
happened?
I think Drashti's screen is frozen. Drashti, can you hear
Oh,
us?
okay.
Hello, Drashti. Wait, I'll just call her on her mobile and check.
I'm sorry, I think I dropped off. Am I audible to everybody now?
Yeah, yeah. We can
Yes,
hear
you are.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And is this visible, the screen, in terms of the voting, the decision tab?
you. Yeah.
Okay. So Shalini, Nandita, we'll do a DOA with the DOA. We click on save, submit.
It's like the US elections. Keep waiting.
Yeah.
It's
Nandita?
actually done from our side. I think her screen has hung or something.
Yeah, yeah. I think I got the refresh tab. Drashti? I think some connectivity issue at Drashti's end.
Do you want me to share my screen or Shamini, do you want to share so that we can just continue with it?
Uh, yeah, we can. I can share my screen one.
Can you guys see?
Okay, okay. Drashti's back. Yeah, yeah. We can see. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah. So going to the dashboard. Okay, now you see that DOA has 3 positions, WA has 2, that's Windsor Airlines, and Oceanic has 1. You have a detailed, data around who's voted for whom. And you have this metric on the side. You have the points that are, increasing or not. While the idea also is to at least have 3 positions for yourself, because that is an organizational goal. If at all you probably have a group which is not able to achieve individual goals at all, one point of debrief that you can also put is around the fact that till when you were able to achieve larger goals from the organizational standpoint, sometimes you do let go on individual goals for that. So it's not about just achieving goals for your particular function or practice, but for the larger organization, so to say. So, and in a similar way, you start with round 3. It will be the same thing. It will be 4 other roles that you have to now fill in. And the simulation will end with the dashboard showing all the filled positions and how it went. Uh, was that clear enough for everybody?
Drashti, I have one question here. You said that in case, there is no consensus, we'll have to tell them that, they need to think from the organizational point of view. Is there any carrot that we can show them to think from the organization's point of view?
Is there any? I'm sorry,
Or
Nilakshi, I
is
didn't.
it just, would there be, would they have any interest in actually thinking from the organization's point of view? Is there any carrot that we can show there? Why would they think from organization point of view
Because
unless there is anything in it for them?
if you look at the organizational goals, it talks about the points that you achieve when you also keep organizational goals in mind. So, ensuring
Sure.
a similar representation from all parties, which is like, 3 people at least, gives you a 10 points towards the end. 2 points each when a position is filled where a candidate is chosen unanimously. So that could sum up to 20 points. So, if these are participants that understand the language of points also, you have, more points to show for organizational goals than individual goals, because individual goals sums up to 20 points. So that shouldn't be a challenge. This is my understanding. We will just quickly close. I'll just we will just vote once again. So maybe okay. Nandita, Shalmali, can you guys also just do the same voting? I think that will just ensure that we have 3 per vote. So Windsor, Oceanic, and DOA. Okay. Now what you see is at the end of the simulation, you can see the dashboard, and you were, able to get 3 each. Unanimously, you were able to get 6 of them, so which is also a good thing. And the goals achieved individually, this score will differ for everybody. In my case, it's only a 3 on 20. So basically, the positions that had like 5 points and 3 points and all, probably I could not get any of those for myself, which I was told to as a part of personal goals. While you're doing this final debrief, you could use this prepare tab also, because here's where all the scores are mentioned. So you have the points here, you have the points here. So you can switch between these two to do a debrief and make them understand why they've scored, how they've scored. So yes, and after this piece is done, we'll have we will come back to the main call. And on the main call, we'll just be using this. So basically, this debrief tool, it's a part of the Mimic tool that we had for this particular schema, and we were trying to tie back the simulation to the theory that we've learned. So we tell participants that so anybody who wants to respond, that keeping in mind the simulation that they've just done, how did you keep mutual benefits in view? So, maybe if someone can state as to, what they did to keep mutual benefits in view. How did they show respect for different perspectives? Because they all had different information. So they all had a different perspective to how the posts should be filled. How did they build trust and open dialogue? How did they, so basically things around how did they try to communicate over that chat that was there? What did they communicate to ensure that there was, open conversation that flowed? And the last bit, which is how can we make differences work for us? So the fact, somebody was saying something. Yeah. So just the fact that, while we all choose to believe that, what we're doing is correct, and, we might have different information and different data points on things, but we should try and make that work to our strength, not make that an issue. And here the fact that using that we tried to take a decision which is best for the larger good of the organization. So I think that's the basic around the simulation and the debrief. What we would also want to do, and so what we've also ensured, in fact, is that at least for the lead facilitators, because you're all taking multiple sessions, you will be playing the same role every time. So your role will not change. So you will be playing the role of DOA, which is Department of Aviation, every time that you take the session. So that will just help because you'll get very familiar with the content and everything. So reading through it and giving the explanation and all around it becomes a little simpler. So that's one. So basically, main call is always going to be DOA. Breakout 1 is always going to be Windsor, and breakout 2 is always going to be Oceanic. So that's how we're going to be splitting this. And for all those of you who actually want to play one of the roles and do the simulation with us, if you could please let us know a convenient slot for tomorrow, preferably two of you on one call, then that will help.
And Drashti, evening time is okay, right? Like late in the evening, 6 to 7 and all.
Evening time is okay, Nilakshi, absolutely. Just that tomorrow 5 to 6 is tough because we have a call with the volunteers at that time. Apart from that, if there's any other time slot that suits you, you can let us know. We will take the call then.
I would be keen on doing the simulation, but through the day I'm busy. So anytime after 6, I'm okay. You can let me know whatever suits you.
Okay.
How long will the simulation process take for us to budget?
So Nidhi, that depends on how much detail do you actually want to read through all the pieces of information and all given. But having said that, because we won't be having the actual collaboration over the message tab, I don't think it should take more than 30 minutes because reading through information in all the 3 rounds is not more than a 30-minute job.
Drashti, would you have a kind of booklet or a document that captures all the details step by step, like you usually have been doing, in of an Excel sheet or something for the other simulations? Because at least the reading part we could do on our own time, and then when we go and do the demo with you, then we are just learning the mechanics of it plays out.
Yes, so what I can do is I can share with you a Word document that has all the information. So that will cover your reading part, and I will also share with you an Excel sheet, which is effectively for the answer key. So I mean, which is which is the best position to pick for
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that will be
I
very
will share
helpful.
those two things for sure. But in spite of that, whoever wants to actually play the simulation, if you can just give us a time slot, and we can do that tomorrow, because once session starts, it'll just get a little hectic for us to do it after that.
I think the sessions are starting from Friday, right? So for those whose sessions are starting on Friday, you could just do it tomorrow, and for the rest of us on day after. Because even for me, it's starting from Monday. So I think it's between tomorrow and day after that we have to plan.
If possible, Sharmishta, tomorrow, because day after being the first day of the session, that will be really caught up. So, and we will have to be, if we get one person, we'll have to be 2 of us who will need to be available at the exact same time to do it.
Sure. No, I'm good for tomorrow, but I thought you said only 2 of us could, pick up a day, or maybe that slot.
You can pick up a time, yeah. So we can have different times that we look at.
Sure, got it. No, tomorrow is fine. I think sooner the better because I'm feeling a little nervous, not feeling like I know everything. So the sooner we do it, the better.
Same here. Yeah.
Can you do morning tomorrow?
Sorry?
The reason, Sharmishta, I wouldn't want to take you and Nilakshi on the same call is because you have to play the same role. So I would want to ensure that when we do the simulation, you do your role. So you'll be more confident.
Yeah.
So if I can have you and Nilakshi on different calls, that will help. So you can each play the role of DOA.
Yeah.
So if I join
what
tomorrow, sorry, will that help? My session is way far ahead. It's next week or next Thursday or Friday, I think so. So will it help if I join in and I play as someone else's role just for them to know, or I should also play my DOA role only?
No, that's absolutely on to you, Nidhi. So if you feel that if you play any other role and then also you'll be comfortable taking on the DOA role, I'm absolutely fine with that. You will have the content with you because I'll share the Word document.
Now that you put it that way. But my session is much later, and I know these people are going to have it tomorrow. So you suggest I can also make it tomorrow.
Anything. So we are okay with taking 4 different sessions tomorrow also. So for, Sharmishta, Hemant, Nidhi and Nilakshi, for all of you. We were okay if we do 4 different sessions also. Just that we need 4 different time slots.
Okay, so
I
should
think
we
I'm
just
okay with
message
the
you?
content, so I don't need a session per se. But please share this, the recording of
Word
this talk
document.
and the documents. That would help.
Done. I'll do that, Hemant. Nilakshi, for you, we'll arrange for a call 6:30 to 7:30. So 6:30 to 7, that will work, right?
Sure. Yes,
Okay.
that will work for me. Yes.
Okay, we'll block your calendar accordingly. Sharmishta, will morning work for you?
Yeah, it will. Just that if you can plan it after 10 o'clock because I'm kind of 1.5 hours behind.
11 to 11:30, would that do?
Yeah, should do. Yes.
Okay, so 11 o'clock for you. Nidhi, what about you? Any time in the day particularly?
I have workshops in the second half, which will end at 6 o'clock. So I guess after 7:38 or early morning then.
Some
9:30, 10.
9:30 works. Will 9:30 work for you?
Yeah, so then let's do it 9:30 to 10 or 10:30 at max.
Okay, so 9:30 Nidhi, 11 o'clock Sharmishta, and 6:30 Nilakshi.
Yeah.
Okay, and Hemant, if you want to join one of the calls as another role, feel free. Otherwise, we'll send the documents for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.